Holmes, poor little Wiggins needs our help.
Please, gentlemen, leave the scene now. Oh, Mr. Holmes.
Good evening.
Constable Marrow. I was here with Inspector Aberline during the Ripper case, Mr. Holmes, back in... But then this is nothing like that case.
Of course, Marrow. But you know that appearances can... Who were the victims?
The two men here, both shot. The stab fellow was Brian Vercotti, a well-known ruffian. The other, Kenneth Butler, a jeweller.
You spoke of statement.
Well, I was there, so I gave my own statement. And then there were two other... Mr. Turner, a gentleman who lives in that flat over there. And Polly Powell, a flower seller, who was over at the far side of the street.
So, Constable Marrow, I should be...
I was standing at the north side of Half Moon Street. That was the...
But you would have been unable to observe this part of...
That is correct. But I saw the two victims slowly enter Half Moon Street, and then shortly after, a few minutes after that, the fellow Chapman rushed towards me and ran in...
please continue.
I didn't pay attention, but suddenly I heard a woman's cries and police whistles on the other side of Half... I rushed over there and I saw the two dead bodies on the ground. When I reached Whitechapel Street, I saw Leighton Chapman.
Did you hear...
I didn't hear any shots. The fireworks were all over the sky.
What were the fireworks?
Well, today's Queen Victoria's birthday, Mr. Holmes.
Yes, I appear to have lost track of the days. It is... Constable Marrow, what else caught your attention while you were running through...
I saw nothing but rats, and I took the...
Did you happen to look up at Mr. Turner's window when you were on Half Moon Street at the...
Yes, I saw that the window was open.
Constable, your statements have been of...
Mr. Holmes, I had...
A fairly long poem. This is an ordinary key. The bullet struck his head. A piece of wood that has stuck. This... He tried to stop the bleeding with his hand. The bullet penetrated his stomach. A tattoo from Westgate Prison. Vercotti. Brian Vercotti.
It would be my pleasure to...
Good evening.
I heard Constable Barrow reply to you as Mr. Holmes.
Excellent. Could you tell us everything?
I was already in bed when the fireworks started. A few moments after...
Please continue.
I quickly got up and I grabbed the lamp from my... I looked down and I saw two bodies.
Where exactly?
Well, near this body.
Did he notice you?
I don't think so. He rushed towards...
Mr. Turner,
No, I saw no one, but...
were the two shots you...
Yes, there was a very short pause between them. It seemed to me that the second shot...
That is an... Mr. Turner, what were your actions?
I was afraid that the man with the gun might return, so I stayed close to...
You have helped us a great deal.
I'm so glad that...
Mr. Turner, you have stated...
Oh, yes, Mr. Holmes. I stayed at my window until the policeman arrived to examine the dead bodies.
That is very interesting, Mr. Turner. Constable Marrow stated that he did not see anyone at the window when he was running through Half Moon Street.
Well, I think Constable Marrow and me, we might have been distracted by the whistles and shouts coming from Whitechapel. We could have missed each other somehow. You understand what I mean? It was a bit of a stressful...
Allow me to form my own theories, Mr. Turner.
Not at all, Mr. Holmes. Please, follow me.
Mr. Turner appears to live very modestly. This fire is dying out. The papers are almost entirely. These words are... The papers were thrown into the fire just a short while ago. Mr. Turner... This walking stick is a perfect. So, Mr. Turner broke his stick when it became... The books on this shelf are in a mess. This kitchen knife is... There are pieces of shred... This kitchen knife was...
Anything else?
So, that's the view Mr. Turner had. The dead... Brian... Mr. Turner had a perfect view of the crime scene.
Quindi mangiare fuori. E volevo fare un po' di pastina. Sì, mangio fuori.
So Mr. Turner used a book to hide an object that he found on Kenneth Butler's body. I can see prints from greasy finger. Well now, what a find! A precious jewel concealed inside a book. A bracelet with unique ram's head design. Mr. Turner, how would it be possible for a man of a...
Well, I'm able to move very quickly, despite my age. And when the situation requires it, Mr. Holmes.
I highly doubt that, Mr. Turner. It would have taken at least 10 seconds for you to approach the window. That means you could have easily missed...
You're right, Mr. Holmes. I could have missed something. But it...
And what of everything else that you told us? Mr. Turner, it is...
Mr. Holmes, I do assure you that the other things I said were most sincere.
Mr. Turner, you were not sincere.
But Mr.
This, Mr. Turner, does not look like anything that a poor man...
I can explain.
No, merely correct me if I am wrong. But you also noticed a glittering object. You walked down and took the bracelet from the body of Kenneth Butt. That broke your walking stick. Constable Marrow was unable to see you in the window as you were climbing up the stairs on your way back to your flat.
Mr. Holmes, please don't send me to prison. I didn't do anything bad. When I chanced upon the bracelet, I saw it as an opportunity to make a little money.
You made a mistake by lying to me. But you are not a criminal. I believe that.
I wish this crime had...
Mr. Holmes, did you see my brother?
Locked. 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 Mrs.
What do you...
My name is Sherlock Holmes.
Well, I've already gave my testimony, but very well.
Could you tell us everything that you...
Yes, yes. I was selling my flowers as usual, and then the fire... But then, all of a sudden, a young lad ran out of Half Moon. He was like a ghost, and all covered in blood. It was dark, but I could see him.
And...
I screamed as loud as I could. I knew that he had no time to escape. Then another constable came out from the very same...
Mrs. Powell,
I'm not sure. You know...
did you see anyone else leaving?
No, sir, I did not. Even with all the fireworks, I was very...
My thanks to you.
I suppose...
Locked. Locked. That is not the... That is... That is... That is... That is not... That is not. That is. That is not. That is not. That is. That is. That is.
No, se no perché io veramente so che si fanno assolutamente con la pista già per togliere. Sì, però
Here it is. I need to continue my research. Here it is. One of the victims, Kenneth Butler, was involved in the story of the stolen Hellenistic treasures. A visit to his pawn...
Mr. Holmes, whatever brings you here so late at night?
I'm interested in the case of young Leighton Chapman. He was arrested earlier this evening and accused of a double murder.
I beg your pardon? That case is... Look, you are free to investigate, of course, Mr. Holmes. Chapman was arrested with a revolver...
Did you find...
A few personal belongings.
Thank you.
Mr. Holmes, what is the trouble?
These cigarettes are filled with cheap tobacco. A cheap watch bought with it. So this is the gun that Leighton was holding when he was caught by the police. It seems as though the shells were... Two out of the 6 shells. please Good evening, Mr. Chapman.
Who are you? I've got nothing...
Calm down, Leighton. I have come here to help you. To find out if...
My brother?
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, blimey.
Good.
I left my work and I hurried up to see the fireworks in Whitechapel. I saw the first fireworks light up in the sky. I bumped into a constable on a corner before entering Half Moon. Then suddenly, what with all the firework flare, I thought about turning back to the police, but as I was thinking, the second I saw him, he raised his head and he stared at me. In a flash, I saw his gun, but he made a dash for it instead and he escaped through Whitechapel Street.
So you might still have had...
I panicked. I didn't know what to do. I saw that one had blood pumping out of his stomach. He was dying. He was holding a gun in his hand, though.
Interesting.
I turned a corner, and I saw the man standing in the middle of the street. And then, Mr. Holmes, something strange happened. I told the police and they laughed at what I said, but I swear to you, my words are true. I started running towards him. But then I was blinded by a flash. But I kept running forward. As I arrived in Whitechapel, I heard a whoop. Of course, then they found a gun and all that blood. I couldn't see the murderer escaping and all that mess.
A thrilling account. Leighton, are you able...
Well, I wasn't able to see his face at all. It was too dark. Nothing so special. He was wearing a jacket.
I see.
No. But perhaps... It's strange, but I can't remember the sound of his footsteps.
Leighton, I confess I am puzzled. Why should a young lad like you take a gun from the hands of a dead man and set off in pursuit of a probable killer?
I know. I keep wondering that, but at the time it was like a...
You were willing to risk your life. That was a little foolish, unless...
No, Mr. Holmes. I was just being brave and stupid.
I'm sure that you were, but I believe that you may have recognized... You have a typical tattoo of the Westgate Brotherhood upon your... You came to know him from your sharing a past...
Oh, God.
Would you tell...
We were convicted for a robbery. Once in prison, both of...
You were quite...
Yes, Mr. Holmes, we were. We'd only stolen a pound of meat. After we were released and when I saw what my little brother...
And...
He had a hard time. His sister had died in a Whitechapel dispensary while he was in prison. He had no family anymore.
So you lost...
Yes. And for around...
We shall see you soon, young man. Mr. Butler's key matched crampons and a sharp ice axe. A flare pistol. The ram's heads. Interesting. That means that Kenneth Butler owned It looks as though Mr. Butler
What's up with you, lad?
I'm waiting for my...
You're...
the one that you caught.
Ah.
He ain't killed...
Watch your mouth, lad, else you'll be... It would be my...
I'll do anything to say...
I am unable to see any higher. I need... This should... Nothing interesting here. This is most definitely a bullet hole. Watson, there was a Constable Marrow,
It would be my...
I would like to make sure that there are no places in Half Moon's...
All right, Mr. Holmes.
Take your lamp and start walking. Just...
Understand. I can see you very well.
All right, Constable. Let's try...
No, this is not how I walked at the time of the... Here you are.
All right, Constable.
Mr. Holmes, it was...
It is obvious now. No one could escape, Constable.
It would be my...
These tools are exactly what I need.
Why are you looking at me all the time?
I'm just watching you, lad.
People...
Yes.
I ain't...
Oh, no. Then where did you get...
What ain't seen can't...
Constable Marrow, Watson, I want to check if Leighton's testimony can...
But Holmes...
I am going to be the mysterious gentleman whom Leighton followed. I will stand exactly... Watson, you will be Leighton. When I
understand.
You, Constable Marrow, just play your part and do exactly as you did. Just, please, wait.
As you say, Miss...
Let us... The moon illuminates this wall. Anyone trying to climb it... This wall is cast in shadow. It would be...
I can barely see anything. Holmes? Are you there?
I should try climbing faster.
I can barely see anything. Holmes? Are you there? Where is he? My God, a man can't just disappear like that. Holmes?
I cannot. Dr. Watson, it seems that Mr...
Don't worry, gentlemen, I am up here, above your heads.
How on earth?
I am using crampons and a climbing axe, although the person we are looking for... Constable, is there...
Yes, Mr. Holmes, I can show you.
Gentlemen...
This is the back door of the...
These shards of... Someone broke through the window. It's... a cluster of thick black threads. They're unusually strong. I should examine them under the microscope. We can conclude that the person whom Leighton saw climbed up the wall, broke into the attic window, and escaped through the hatch. Let us take a... It is not a thread, but a hair. I need to compare this sample with a human hair and a horse hair. Watson, could you please pass me your...
Here you are.
Watson, look, what's up?
Well, I don't see anything. Ouch! Holmes!
Oh, don't make such a fuss. Human hair is significant. The horse hair is thinner than the... So, this black hair, a hair from a large...
I'm always one.